In this week's episode of One Piece, Doflamingo and Law finally begin their epic battle. Rebecca throws down in the Coliseum, and there's a little bit of filler moments thrown in throughout the episode. But first, a word from our sponsors. You get it. Your ass is a major part of your life, and it deserves the same level of respect as the rest of you. And after a long day of mud wrestling and grandma's chocolate pudding, you want to feel fresh. And you can, with One Wipe Charlie's. I'd also highly recommend checking out their high-quality razor blades, which can also be shipped directly to you. You can find a link for them in our description box below at dollarshaveclub.com/SKG. And make sure to check out the One Wipe Charlie's. With their peppermint scent, they'll make your ass smell like Christmas morning. I think we can all agree that scene at the beginning of this week's episode kicked ass. It was easily the best scene this week. The battle between Doflamingo and Law is going to be incredible, and it's amazing that just within the span of like a minute, the bridge has already been destroyed, 4 massive fighting fish have already been filleted completely, and nary a punch has been thrown. It's going to be really exciting to say the least, and I just don't see Doflamingo losing this battle at all, but that's only because he's constantly grinning throughout the entire fight. Just when you think things are starting to get exciting, they pull out the scene from under your feet, and they give you a scene with Momonosuke, who's lamenting over this one time they were in Dressrosa, and they actually saw Doflamingo, who was torturing this one guy and trying to get some information out of him, and then he just ends up just slicing and dicing him with his weird string abilities. We also get to hear Kanjuro for the first time, who is the friend of Kinemon that they're looking for, and they don't reveal him at all in this episode. They're trying to keep him secret at the moment. I don't know how important he's going to be, but I can't wait to see where that's going. If you wanted to see more of Bartolomeo having a hard-on for Zoro, you're going to see it in this week's episode. And I actually really liked the scene. It was basically just an extension of the one that we've seen for like the last couple of episodes. But Zoro actually gives Bartolomeo a mission to actually go and find Luffy and bring him to him. And I love when Bartolomeo is running away and they throw in the Straw Hat Pirates theme. It really feels like he could possibly be a member of the Straw Hat Pirates at some point. Although he does have sort of a gimmicky power, I'm not really sure if he has like a specific dream that would allow him to join the Straw Hat crew. I mean, other than just joining the Straw Hat crew, because that's like a thing for all the different members of the Straw Hat Pirates. They have like a certain dream they want to achieve, and Luffy is going to be the one that's going to help them do that. At the end of the episode, we actually go back to Rebecca, and the whole point of this episode is they were touting the fact that Rebecca was going to have some sort of special move that she was going to show off. But really, they just confirm her fighting style, which is something that we've seen. She lures people over to the edge of the ring. She doesn't hurt them. She somehow uses their attack against them and ends up just throwing them in the water. However, it looks like she is going to have a big opponent in Rolling Logan. This guy is a human Goron. He actually grabs people and grapples them down like Zangief, and then rolls around, and then will just break their limbs. He's a big, burly, dumb badass, but I can't wait to see Rebecca put him down. I don't see Rolling Logan being that important, and he could even be a filler character for all I know, but I want to see Rebecca kick his ass. Otherwise, this was just an okay episode. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Piece? Love the Doflamingo scene at the beginning. Him and Law, that's easily one of the best fights of Dressrosa so far, and it only happened in like a couple of minutes. All the other stuff really didn't do too much for me. The whole scene with Sanji and Violet was just sort of confirming what happened to them when they separated. I did think it was kind of funny the way the horse sounded when it was running away, but that's just a minor thing. The whole thing with Bartolomeo and Zoro, they have just been harping on that for a couple of episodes. And I know this is like anime and they're going on like Planet Namek time, but like, he's been hanging out by that like windowsill for weeks, and that's just kind of strange when you really think about it. Same thing for Rebecca. She's been sort of just like fighting these stupid one-shot boneheaded opponents for like the last month, and you know, I was kind of hoping she would do something a little more exciting. I mean, it was kind of cool how she was able to use her sword and like deflect their weapons into the ground and twist them around and throw them into each other, but really nothing that we haven't like seen in the previous episodes. I'm still expecting her and Cavendish to throw down any second, but only because it's going to be like an inevitability. Either they're going to fight each other, or Cavendish is going to get taken out by someone else. And this is still like just the beginning of the tournament. This is only like one of the few rounds that we've actually seen, and they still aren't focusing on some of the other characters that are actually in that ring at the moment. Otherwise, it's also kind of cool that Rebecca is actually using her observation hockey, or mantra, whatever you want to call it, whatever translation floats your boat. that's what she's using to actually see how everybody's, like, attacking her and everything, and that's kind of cool. Otherwise, the animation was really good at the beginning of the episode, and it was pretty consistent throughout the course of the episode as well. The artwork was pretty good. The story was so-so because only so much happened. We saw a little bit of backstory with Rebecca training with a toy soldier again. Just more of the same, really. But it's really all about that first scene at the beginning, which is basically just a big tease. Hopefully they'll have another episode where they'll focus exclusively on that fight. But I'm not going to count on it too much, and I don't want to put it too much on a pedestal because I don't want to be disappointed. What I will say is this week's episode was okay. It was a little slow, but it was definitely saved by that scene at the beginning of this week's episode. And it had some funny moments, and Rebecca was pretty cool at the end, and they just keep trying to insert these possible brand new Straw Hat Pirate members. So if you're a fan of the series, most definitely check out this week's episode. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Pretty good stuff. Thank you guys for watching my review today. Before you leave, make sure and hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. And please tell me what you thought about this week's episode of One Piece. Did you guys have a favorite scene? And what do you want to see from the future of the Dressrosa arc? And remember guys, you can also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. That way you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. You can also check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put links for those in the description box below.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.